God, I love Doritos. Anyway, hello, fellow gamers. Ramblin' Manager. Another track for you tonight. And today was just basically set in stone, right? It was all planned. Go to work, get through a lousy shift. Come home, stream some Dead Space. That was it. It was all going perfectly. Until I heard some sad news. It could be a rumor, right? Maybe true, maybe not. Who knows? But just to make sure, I'm bring up the stuff. Anywho, where is it? Still on here? Okay. PlayStation Lifestyle. Tomb Raider reportedly sold to Amazon for $600 million. Now, if that's true, I want this video, or this ramble here. I am going to talk a little bit about my history with Tomb Raider and Lara Croft, but I just want to say rest in peace to Lara Croft and the Tomb Raider franchise, because between just the various amount of bad games, well, they're not all bad, but I mean, in the past couple years, it's like Tomb Raider has been kind of neglected because it kind of lost its charm. Tomb Raider in of itself was basically a female version of Indiana Jones. Just some fucking hot chick with big fucking jugs that just goes to various archaeological I can't even talk archaeological fucking sites, whatever, sue me, with her dual pistols and her round red tinted sunglasses, and shoots zombies, skeletons, dinosaurs, random mercs, you name it. She shoots the whole place up, saves the day, and that's it. And for the most part, again, she was basically Indiana Jones with tits. It was to appeal to the younger crowds back then. I can only imagine how many youngsters were fooled into believing there was some sort of new cheat code, and they would type it in, and she would literally fucking blow up. But yeah, it's to me, Tomb Raider hasn't really been doing too good in the past few years between the third game in the reboot trilogy, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, not doing too well after they did very good with Rise of the Tomb Raider. And apparently, that new movie that had the chick that was in Ex Machina or whatever, that didn't do too well. And now it just seems all but dead between Amazon getting their hands on it and more recent news that Amazon's going to be hiring Phoebe Waller-Bridge to help make the TV series. And listen, all I'm gonna say is check out the Critical Drinker. I've been watching him for the past several months. He's did a couple of pieces about how she's basically gonna run Indiana Jones into the ground. And listen, not a whole lot of people know about Indiana Jones, so it's whatever. I mean, I still remember the original trilogy with fucking The Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and The Last Crusade. Great fucking trilogy. We don't talk about the sequel films, kind of like we don't talk about the Star Wars sequel trilogy. But just knowing how Amazon fucked up, the Lord of the Rings show, and Phoebe Waller fucking up Indiana Jones, and how she's gonna fucking kill him off and basically insert her character to be the replacement, the female version of Indy. It's I'm wholeheartedly expecting this new Lara Croft to be a pussy, a literal bitch, or a raging bitch, might I say. She's just gonna slap every guy imaginable, and she's gonna have a lesbian love interest. And for like modern science, she's not even gonna have sex with a guy. Like, all she's gonna do is exclusively, like, shoot off everybody's fucking dick, basically. But anyway, I don't want it to just be about bitching. I want it to be, again, an ecology, I guess? Is that the term? I don't know. But the thing is, I'm not that well versed into the Tomb Raider series. If anything, I've had more bad experiences with Tomb Raider than not. Actually, no. Most of it's positive. Where did it begin for me? I think where it started off with me was many moons ago, right? I bought a copy of Tomb Raider, Angel of Darkness. That's all you gotta know. No. I think one of my mother's friends had a PS1 copy of one of the original Tomb Raider games, but I barely remember it. I think I remember like playing the manor tutorial section and trying to lock the butler into the freezer. That's all that I can remember. I could be misremembering. Maybe I just watched a YouTube video. But I think one of like the first true Tomb Raider games I played was the Angel of Darkness one. And yeah, I don't know how the fuck I managed to get so far in it. I think the farthest I got was the museum, like after you get out of the crypt in the museum and you're like running away or whatever. But I think I remember, like, that was one of the first games I remember playing where I used a Game Shark card. And even with cheats, you're having a hard ass time because you don't know where the fuck you're going. And you don't know what the fuck you're supposed to do half the time either. I mean, it did look pretty good at first, but it was just like, it was such a clunky, like, unknown mess. Like, how I managed to stumble upon it is beyond me. And then I think a few years later, I'm blessed with the male version of Tomb Raider, a la Uncharted, Drake's Fortune. I think what happened was I got like a 3-pack. It was like some sort of church charity bundle pack. I don't know. I got it from the exchange, like early years of high school, and it had Uncharted, Mercenaries 2, World in Flames. I think that was the subtitle for it, and Tomb Raider Legend, which, if I'm right, was like a reboot slash remake of the original game from the PS1, but updated with modern graphics on the PS2. And if you saw like the graphical differences between PS1 and the PS2 games, it's fucking drastic. It's worth it. Wait a minute. Now that I'm thinking about it, no, it has to be PS3. Yeah, no, it's a PS3 because Uncharted was a PS3 game. Sorry. Whoopsie daisies. But yeah. And I just remember, I think one of, like, I don't know what Tomb Raider game it was exactly. It was a game for the PS3, and it started out with, like, some sort of wedding happening on, like, a cliff or something in Spain. An earthquake happens, and Laura is knit out in scuba diving gear, and there's just an underwater section, but I got completely fucking lost, so I was like, don't know what to do, so I stopped playing it. Beyond that, I used to watch like various clips of Tomb Raider on back in the day. To those that may not remember this, there used to be a station called G4 TV on cable. Oh, that used to be like a nerd's fucking dream channel. What were some of the shows? There was Attack of the Show. There was G4, not G4, X Play, like the fucking channel that I used to watch all the time for all my game reviews. Then there was a segment called Cheat, which just basically represented like all like the cheats and guides and tips you could find for gaming at the time if you didn't have like an internet connection. Just watch Cheat. For a half an hour, it'll give you like cheats for various fucking games. And I know they did a couple segments about where to find like special artifacts in one of those Tomb Raider games so you can get special cosmetics for Laura. But beyond that, like the last thing that I remember doing for lore, like for Tomb Raider, was I remember trying out the reboot, like the first instances of it. Like I played it on PS3, didn't do that much for it. Then I got it on PC. Let me just see like how much time I have in that game. I got 2 hours in it. I haven't played it since 2019. I think I got a little bit farther in, but I can't recall necessarily. Um, but yeah, beyond that, not a whole lot with the games. This is gonna get a bit explicit. Forgive me, but whatever. I think there was some artist named Damaso Di Tommaso who basically did 3D renders of explicit images, so to speak, for Lara Croft, and let's say I explored a couple of pages of those, so to speak. They were really detailed. They were like game quality asset, like art. And I think that was like one of like my early instances of like enjoying nude um versions of game characters, so to speak. But yeah, it was kind of wild. Beyond that, the only thing that I can remember was I remember watching the two Angelina Jolie versions of Lara Croft Tomb Raider. And it was just called Tomb Raider. And the first one wasn't really that noteworthy. What the fuck was it? It was like I think she was trying to find like two pieces of a triangle or something, and she was hoping like get her dead dad back. I don't remember. Then the sequel was a little bit better. I think the sequel had like Gerard Butler in it too. I could be misremembering, but I could have sworn he was in it. And that had like Pandora's box. He had to like go to like Africa or some shit towards the end. The only noteworthy thing about that film was it had a special soundtrack on the DVD. Like, yes, I have the DVDs. I think I got them from the exchange as well. And there was like a music video on there for a song by the Doobie Brothers, I think. And it was called Make My Heart Go Faster. I have like that song on an old iPod somewhere. And I used to jam to that song all the time because it felt like the perfect adrenaline rush type song. And beyond that, I think I remember like the first film where Laura is just like testing against some sort of mechanoid dog, and she was using like live ammo, much to the dismay of Seth Green's like tech character. I don't know, it was fucking wild back then in the early 2000 game adaptations. And I've missed shit like fucking Mario Brothers and other things. But that's basically my history of Lara Croft. Like, I don't know much about the character, but I just know she's like kind of like a badass symbol. Like, what some people don't understand is that, yes, she flaunts her assets around, but she does it in such a way that she just does not give a fuck. She does, like, she knows she has that sex appeal, but she's all about kicking ass and just trying to figure out where the next tomb is to pillage, basically. There was something subtle about it. Oh, and beyond that, I do remember, like, seeing some clips from the Angry Video Game Nerd, like, just, like, he's trying to go deeper into tombs here to, like, explore all the Tomb Raider games and how it was great at first, but then it just had, like, a bunch of shit games. A good chunk, if I do say so myself. But yeah, it's like, it's just sad. Like, now Amazon owns the IP. It's like they're gonna ruin it to the ground. Like, what, they had one semi-successful game, like what was it, like some sort of MMO called Lost Ark or something, and that was it. It's completely just disappeared. It's like, I don't even know. Like, I think I'm following it on Steam, but I don't know anything about it. It's like, I don't care. So they have the IP now from Embracer. They're still going forward with a new movie, a reboot of the reboot now. Like the one with the fucking chick from Ex Machina, that shit didn't do too well because they were basically just copying from the reboot trilogy. Now that's all done. So it's like we have a new reboot game or something. I don't even know if Crystal Dynamics is working on it now, especially after their fuck up with Marvel's Avengers. We have a new movie that's a reboot of a reboot now. And now we have a fucking Amazon show from Phoebe Waller, who's almost done ruining Indiana Jones, and now she's going to ruin Laura Croft now. So bye bye, one of our sexual idols for gamers. It's a sad time we live in. But for what it's worth, I salute you, Laura Croft. I may not have played much of you, but you know, it was enjoyable while it last. Hopefully the pastures are greener in the future for you, but it's 2023. It's modern times. In these days and ages, especially for gamers, you gotta expect the worst case scenario. You gotta expect that upcoming game's gonna have fucking microtransactions up the wazoo. You gotta expect it's gonna be a buggy mess. You gotta expect it's gonna be overpriced for fuck all. And nine times out of ten, a big corporation buys an IP, they're gonna run it to the fucking ground. But that's just my thought. Anywho, like I said, I salute you, Laura Croft. I had some pleasant memories for you. With you. Yeah. Usual YouTube chant. Let me know how you guys feel about this info, especially once it starts making the rounds a little bit more. Hopefully, Critical Drinker will pick up on it and maybe do a video on it since it has Phoebe Waller-Bridge attached to it. But, yeah. That's all for now. Stay safe, everybody. The Ramblin' Manager's clocking out once again. See you all next time. Bye.